No, Donald Trump is not losing his mind over Iran. What do you think? That is the name of an article that Washington Post published it. I don't know, a couple of hours ago, a couple of days ago. I have no idea. How do I know about it? Donald Trump read through it, truth. Like, yeah, he sent one of these social media things that he put out every day 100 times, and he put a link to this article, and it says, no, Donald Trump is not losing his mind over Iran. What do you all think? Let me tell you something. He's definitely losing his mind, like, for sure. He's losing his mind over Iran. He wants to prove it to everybody that, you see, Washington Post says I'm not losing my mind over Iran. No, sir, you're losing your mind. You know, there are two main questions that everybody's thinking about these days. I'm pretty sure there are more, but these are the main ones. First of all, how the hell did we get into this mess with Iran thing? That was the first one. The second one is, what is he going to do with the ground troops? Is he going to deploy them? Is he going to use them? That's what everybody's asking, right? So the first question, he answered it himself yesterday when he was in front of Saudi investors. So obviously he's got a lot of money tied into the Saudi Arabia, right? He needs to go over there, whatever. I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years he's not president again anymore. So he has to go over there and make sure he just MBS. So when he was talking, somebody asked him a question. However, he's like, ask me anything, whatever you want, anything. Ask me about sex. He's the president of the United States. And those people, like, Saudis, they're not going to challenge him on anything. So he came asking some softball questions. One of them was like, one of, what do you want to see in the leaders? Like a good leader, how he should be. He's like winner. They should be winner. And then he went ahead and said, you know what? I like to surround myself with the stupid people, like losers. He didn't say stupid people, losers. Why? Because if I'm surrounded with the losers, they would like to listen to my stories. If I'm surrounding with like some smart people, I have to listen to their stories.
What is the one leadership trait the world is missing right now? What is missing in leadership?
Well, it's winning. You got to win. I've watched a lot of people, leaders, great leaders. And, the one thing about sports is you break it down into, a 2-hour period, something nice. You don't have to wait a lifetime to find out is somebody a winner or a loser. You got a lot of losers, mostly losers, fortunately. It's a good thing to have a lot of losers. I always like to hang around with losers, actually, because it makes me feel better. I hate guys that are very, very successful and you have to listen to their success stories. I like people that like to listen to my success.
This is the president of the United States. This is who Americans elected. So if you want to know how did we get into this mess, he said it himself. He's surrounding himself with some losers, bunch of losers. We don't need to look far. Look at the Secretary of War, Defense War. Death and destruction from above. We're gonna kill them with no mercy. That's his Secretary of War. So you surprised that we are in this mess right now? He said it himself. He liked to surround himself with stupid people, dumb people, so he looks more smarter than them. See, don't get me wrong. Not all of the people around him are stupid, but the ones that are stupid, they're stupid. But the ones that are smart and smarter than him, they know well enough that they shouldn't outshine him, and they know how to deal with this guy. So they act stupid, and that's what you come up with, and that's what you get right now. You go to the war and you lock yourself into the war that there is no way in, no way out. You can't go forward, you can't go backward. And that's exactly what Israeli wanted. That's exactly what Israelis wanted. They knew exactly what's going to happen. They knew this guy, they knew Iran, they knew Iran's capability, they knew America's capability. They knew if America just start doing some, Iran is going to respond and it's not going to collapse, and it's just going to be America is going to be committed to just put more troops and more troops and more troops and get in more in it. So that's exactly what the Israelis want, destroying Iran with American life and treasure, blood and treasure, American lives, American sons and daughters, troops. So that's exactly what they want. That part of it, they are the clever ones in the room. But who's the stupid one here? I don't know. You be the judge. So that's the first part of it. How the hell did we get into this mess with Iran? Second question, which is, What is he going to do with the ground troops? A few hours ago, he did the truth things, the things, his social media thing, that he was promoting Mark Levin, his body, his Zionist body. So I think this guy is Israeli to Israel. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think he's a double citizen. That he's going to make a case tonight with Mark, I don't know, I forgot his last name. This guy is a Washington Post columnist, and he's a Fox News contributor, political commentator. We pay you, you can say whatever we want. That's what it is. That's what his title is. Mark Thies. Oh, I gotta remember. Mark Thies. Donald Trump is promoting his show for tonight. That watch him. Everybody watch him. He's gonna make a case why we should hit Iran so hard. Like we should hit Iran and we should hit them hard. So I went ahead and watched to see what he's gonna say. What's his plan? This guy, in the first 15 minutes of his show, he started talking about, so what? Only 13 people died. So what? Only we had 13 casualties. That's it. We had like 40,000 casualties in the Korean War. We had like, I don't know, 50 people died in a training accident. Every day we have a lot of murder happen in the United States, all over the United States. We lose a lot of people to drugs, like, I don't know, gun violence, whatever. So what? Only 13 people? So you're just going to numb your mind that in the next step, that America is going to take it heavy casualties. So your mind is numb. You don't think about it. Only 13, so what? 500, 1,000, 20,000, 30,000. So what? For Israel. It's just for Israel. That's what he's doing. That was his plan. Then he went ahead and it's like, what are we going to do with the like 60% uranium that they have? So, and he go to the commercial break, and when he comes back, this fool comes with them, the guy that they already planned, that Donald Trump, it was obviously pre-planned, and Donald Trump was trying to promote it, right? So they planned it with Donald Trump, Mark Levin, and the other idiot. These are the stuff that you're gonna say. So they start talking about dirty bomb. Iran is gonna make a dirty bomb, and then connect and lock Iran with Al Qaeda. Iran, Shia Iran, radical Sunni Al Qaeda. Now they're working together.
I want to welcome my friend, really brilliant man, Washington Post columnist, Fox News contributor Mark Thiessen. Mark, there's concern about, dirty bombs and so forth and so on. I don't hear anybody talking about that. That's one of the reasons the president is focused as much on nuclear missiles as he is on enrichment, no?
Absolutely. And one of the things people don't realize is that the leader of al-Qaeda right now, the successor of Osama bin Laden, who we killed, and then Ayman Zawahiri, who we also killed, the third guy to take that position is a guy named Saeed al-Adel. And you know where he's living right now? Tehran. That's where his headquarters is. Al-Qaeda is no longer in Pakistan. They're no longer in Iraq. The caliphate's been destroyed. They are in Iran right now. And Al-Qaeda has actually had a cell operating inside Iran since 9/11. A whole bunch of the leadership, including bin Laden's son, escaped from Afghanistan to Iran, were given sanctuary by the Iranian regime, and they've been using it as a hub for terror around the world. And Al-Qaeda and Iran have teamed up for a series of terrorist attacks against us. People don't realize this, but we remember the bombings of the embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, which should have been our warning that 9/11 was coming. That was planned, and the terrorists were trained by Iran for doing that because Al-Qaeda didn't know how to bring down buildings, so they turned to Iran in order to get the training to do that. So the idea that Iran, which is Shia, and Al-Qaeda, which is Sunni, would cooperate is not beyond measure. In fact, Hamas is Sunni also. Iran works with Sunni terrorists around the world. And if we don't get that enriched uranium, and they want to get back at us for what we've done, the easiest way to do it would be to give it to Al-Qaeda and let them use it for a dirty bomb. So we have got to get what Donald Trump correctly calls the nuclear dust before this operation is done.
He's claiming this guy, Saeed al-Adel, whatever, I don't know. He's a successor to Osama. I think he died, right? There was another guy that they killed. So he's a successor, and he lives in Iran. Iran is just somehow building up Al-Qaeda cell or whatever. I mean, the depth of this bullshit, like the thickness of it, let's say thickness of this bullshit, man. I don't know. I mean, do they really think American people still buy this? Obviously, there are enough people that watch this shit and believe it, I guess. Otherwise, why would you say it? Why would you say it? I mean, they repeated this crap like over and over and over. I mean, I thought after 23 years, I mean, everybody know, okay, you can't even use Al Qaeda anymore. So now, obviously, they're using it again. They're going back to it. Iran is working with Al Qaeda, and they're gonna make a dirty bomb and give it to Al Qaeda, and they're gonna come and do something. I don't know. Like, seriously, this is so ludicrous. You know, when they come up with an idea like that, like with a script like that, we go back to the first section of the video that I say he likes to just surround himself with the stupid and dumb people. He really thinks American people are that dumb, and he would like to believe it. He believes it. He's like, any bullshit that I come up with, they believe it, and they come and vote for me. So what? Why not? You know, there is his approval rating is down to 36%, but whatever he does is not going to go below that 36%, because that 36% American that support him, they are the dumbest of dumb. I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter what he says, they're just going to repeat it. It just doesn't matter what he says. Whatever crap he comes up with, they're just going to repeat it. And the approval rating of him, his approval rating is never going to fall below 36%. Just remember that. And that's how he gets away with all this crap. You know, this program, this Mark Levin show, obviously when he's promoting it, which means, and that he brings the idiot on board, and they just come up spewing this bullshit. It was pre-planned. They already had a meeting together, I guess, a couple of hours, and he just briefed them. What you say, how you want to say it, because we're going to the war. We're just going to send ground troops for Israel. And what's the plan? They're going to send ground troops to steal their uranium from Iran. You know how big Iran is? 1.6 million square kilometer. It's like 4 times bigger than Iraq. And 4 times, the population is 4 times more than Iraq back in 2003. Now it's, I think, 2.5 times, because they're more now. That's what you're dealing with, Iran. And you see, I mean, Iran's military is just giving it good run for your money. You see what's happening, right? 13 of these American bases are uninhabitable all around Iran. To the 500 miles, like the radius 500 miles away from all around Iran, all American bases are hit. Just yesterday, 3 KC-135s they were hit, exactly precise. 2 AWACS E3 they were hit, like that precise they are. So I don't even know where they're gonna gather like these 10, 15, I don't know, 20,000 troops that they're gonna send over there. They're just gonna be somewhere, right, to physically go and invade Iran and steal the stuff. So where are they going to keep him? I don't know. Well, obviously that's not that. He doesn't think about that part of it. I mean, he just said it himself, right? He likes to surround himself with stupid people, so he looks smart and like middle of him. So that's where we're going. Let's listen to J.D. Vance, what he was saying yesterday.
When I say options, I think it's important the American people know options for what? And it's options to ensure that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. You talk about people who walk into a crowded supermarket and have a vest on, and they blow up the vest and a couple of people get killed, and that's a terrible tragedy. What happens when what's on the vest is not something that can kill a couple of people, but can kill many, many tens of thousands of people? That is the most important American national security objective that exists for any administration at any time, is you don't want the worst people in the world to have a nuclear weapon. That's why the president is doing this. That's why the president cares so much about this particular issue.
These are the ones that have access to the nuclear code, United States nuclear code. He's talking about making it some kind of nuclear weapon, nuclear bomb, that you put it in a vest. Like, if making a nuclear bomb was that easy, do you think Iran would have sat on that, whatever amount of uranium, 60% they have, and not become a nuclear power and allow these idiots to just come and bomb the people over there, kill 168 children the first day, and just blowing up the whole country? Do you really think it's that easy? Even the making a bomb small enough, nuclear weapon, to put it on a ballistic missile, I think up until 30 years ago, United States couldn't do it. It is that complicated. Now he's talking about just making the miniature, like this size nuclear bomb, you put it in your vest and just explode. Donald Trump said himself, He surrounds himself with the stupid people, and he thinks and he believes American people are stupid and bunch of animals and don't even think. I mean, he's pretty sure that 36% are that, like they listen whatever he said and they believe it. He's pretty sure of that. Otherwise, why would he come up with a bullshit like that, or the JD Vance and say shit like that on TV, national TV, that they're gonna come up with this miniature bomb and explode it, give it to Al Qaeda, or they come themselves and do it themselves, Iranians. Let's listen to the last part of one important part of the interview between these two idiots, Mark Levin and the other guy, Mark Thies.
Why do you think Mark Thiessen, literally, except us right now, nobody's actually talking about it? All the experts aren't talking about it. The media's not talking about it. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the media is spending a lot of time cheering for defeat. They don't want to give us more reasons about why Donald Trump was right to go in. They also didn't talk about the fact that very little talk about the fact that they have missiles that can reach Europe. We're talking about that, but you don't see that on the front page of the major newspapers or leading the nightly news.
He's like, why do you think nobody's talking about it? Only you two idiots found out about it. You're the only idiots that think about this crap. Yeah, you're right. Like he's really concerned. Why nobody else is talking about it? What do you all think? Why do you think nobody else is talking about this crap? This is the state of America right now. Like these idiots that have a nuclear code, like somebody like JD Vance, and Donald Trump is his boss. He thinks he's smarter than everybody, and if he thinks somebody is smarter than him, he's just gonna immediately fire him and eliminate the guy. So these are the people that running the United States right now, and American people voted them. So I think I answered both of the questions. He's planning to steal uranium and just send these troops over there to their death, I guess. A lot of them are going to die. Believe me, that's what's going to happen. And the first question, that how did we get into this mess? Donald Trump liked to surround himself with stupid people. All right, guys. See you guys later.